Hi viewers, this is your Atifa Ramesh. Welcome to StartMart. So this video is going to be the fraction 3, the last part of fraction where you have already studied fraction 1, fraction 2, this is fraction 3, which includes adding, subtracting, multiplying and dividing of fractions. So come, let's go to the lesson. Right viewers, so first we'll look into adding fractions. So here I have given 3 examples and I'm going to do all 3 of these examples in this video. Please don't just fast forward after I do the first fraction because all 3 are different, right? So every 3 has different methods, different types of questions, so you need to watch all of them. So the first one is when you look at it, you understand that the numerators are different, whereas the denominators are the same. In that case, if you get such questions when the denominator is the same, it is super easy for you. What you all have to do is add only the numerators. Now 2 plus 1 is 3. That's all. And the denominator becomes 5. Now you remember in the previous video I told you the denominator doesn't change, right? So the 5 becomes 5. You don't go to add 5 plus 5 is 10. No, I see a lot of children doing that mistake. Please do not do that. The denominator is the denominator. It does not change. There are chances where it changes, which we will see in other questions coming back. But there is a way of changing. You don't just simply add the way it is. So in this question, in this type of question, what you do is you write the same denominator and add the numerator. So 2 plus 1 is 3. This is the easiest out of adding fractions. The rest of it is also easy, but a little advanced. We'll see how it becomes advanced. Now look at this. It's 6 over 15 and 3 over 5. Now these denominators are not equal. When they are not equal, you cannot add like the previous one. How you did. Remember that first. Okay. So here now what I'm going to say is, which is a big number? 15. So can you change 5 into 15 by multiplying? You can't use addition in denominators. Okay. So by multiplying, can you make 5 into 15? 5 3s are 15. You can make it. So I'm going to use a method like this. Now you write the 15 here. 15 has no problem because that's the biggest number. So since we didn't make a change in 15, you don't make a change in 6 as well. Plus, now this 5 actually we need to change as 15, right? Now 5 we have to change as 15. 5 to change as 15, by what number do you have to multiply? By 3. So if you're multiplying this 5 by 3, the numerator also should be multiplied by 3. That is the first video I told you. Remember? Fraction 1. In fraction 1, I told you whatever you do to the denominator, you have to do to the numerator. So now the the new fraction is 3 3s are 9, 5 3s are 15. Now actually you have to you have to add this and this. Because these two denominators are same now. When they are same, you can add like the first one. So even if you have changed it like that way, the denominator doesn't change. It's 15. 9 plus 6 is also 15. So 15 over 15 is one whole number. Even if you don't understand this part, leave it. Don't confuse yourself. Hope you understood this part. Okay, so 15 is a bigger number. You have to change the 5 into 15. So you think about, how do I change? By multiplying it by what number do I change into 15? And it was 3. So you multiply the numerator and the denominator by 3. So it becomes 3 3s are 9, 5 3s are 15. So after that, the new fraction is here. You start adding it on. Okay, the denominator doesn't change. So it becomes 15 as the usual thing, right? So now look at here. The big number is 5, but 4 you can't make it as 5 by multiplying. No adding here. No, you don't come to a conclusion 4 plus 1 is 5. No adding, only multiplying. Using multiplication, you can't make 4 as to 5. So the first method also you can't use. The second method also you can't use. So that is where it comes a third method. You have to see a common number where you can multiply into both. which means in simpler words, in that number what you are going to choose should be in your 4 times table, also in your 5 times table. So for the quick start, you can go back to your book where there is multiplication table, go around, go down and see which number is in 4 and 5. Okay, so then you will find the answer as 20. Or else you can write in the corner of your book also, it doesn't matter. So you get it 20. So we'll see how to make 4 as 20. Multiplying by 5, exactly. Multiplying by 5. So this one also you have to multiply it by 5. So whatever you do to the denominator, you have to do to the numerator. That is the rule. So 5 ones are 5. 4 5s are 20. So this is the first fraction we have taken. Second fraction, 2 over 5. Okay. So 5 to make it 20, you have to multiply by 4. So this 2 also you multiply it by 4. 2 also you multiply it by 4. So 4 2s are 8. 5 4s are 20. Okay. So now see the both the denominator has changed. This is 20 here and this is 20 here. Now you can simply add. When the denominators become same, children, you have no worries. That is the place where you have to start adding. Remember that in mind. The place where the denominators become same, you are done with your methods. You have to start adding. So 5 plus 8 is 13 over 20. So this is the answer. Clear? So now let's move to the subtraction of subtracting the fraction, where you don't have to worry much because this is same as the adding fractions. There is no difference. This is same as adding fraction. Only thing is where you added the numerators, you have to subtract here. That's the only difference. So let us quickly do this work. So when you take this denominator, see this denominator is 5 here, right? So if the denominators are same and the numerators are there, you have to simply, what do you write? The same denominator and subtract the numerator. 7 minus 2 is 5. So if two numbers are together, you put an equal and make it as 1. And look at this, which is a big number here? 8. Okay. So it's 8 and 2. So here the big number is 8. So we can, so just think 2 by multiplying by any number, can you make it 8? So you think, yes, you can multiply by 4, right? So if you multiply by 4, it becomes 8, right? So that method we can use. So 8, you don't change, 8, 17, but 2 you need to change, right? So 2, we have to multiply by 4, like I told you. If you multiply by 4, it becomes 8. So that is where your challenge is. You have to find the number, to, like by what number you have to multiply. That's the challenge you have. So this 3 also you have to multiply it by 4, because whatever you do to the denominator, you have to do to the numerator. Simple theory. 3 4s are 12. So now we are going to consider, see 8 and 8. Now it's done. Okay, the method is done. Now what you do, you subtract. Don't forget, you have to subtract. 17 minus 12 is 5. So it's 5 over 8. Right? Now look at this example. The big number is 3, but 2 you can't make it as 3 using multiplying. So what you can do is you can choose a common number where you can multiply into both. Right? So what you do, take your times table. 2 times table and 3 times table. So we will get a number as 6. Right? So 2 you are going to make it as 6. How do you make it as 6? Multiplying it by 3. And this 1 you multiply it at 3 as well. So 1 3s are 3 and 3 2s are 6. Now this 1 over 3. Now 3 to become 6, you have to multiply it by 2. And the numerator also you have to multiply by 2, which makes 2 1s are 2, 3 2s are 6. Now see the denominators are same. So what you do, you have to start subtracting. 3 minus 2 is 1, 6. Now you can ask me a question. Why do you have to know, write the 2 times table, 3 times table and look for the common number? You can simply multiply the 2 into 3 and 3 into 2. No? That's what we have done here. And that's what we did in the previous one also. 4 into 5, 5 into 4. But the reason I told you to go through the 2 times table and 3 times table is not all the sums are same. So it can have different numbers also. So if I'm going to give you examples for each type of question, there is no challenge in mathematics, right? So this is something I have showed you. The last example, if you see, this is something I have showed you. You can use it anywhere, any sort of examples. For that, I don't have to do an extra 4th example here. That's one reason I used this method, like to where it can get involved, where you can put into in any sort of addition and subtraction fraction. Okay, so this is a little of challenge for you. So don't come to a conclusion, because there are questions big numbers, even then you can multiply, but this is the easiest method. This method is the easiest method. So don't come to a conclusion that you multiply this by this and this by this, right? Don't come to that conclusion. This is also an easy method, right? 2 times table, 3 times table, which is the common number you get there. Simple as that, right? And we'll move to the next one. Multiplying fraction. Multiplying fraction, trust me, is the easiest. What you do is multiply these two. 2 4s are 6. Multiply these two. 3 5s are 15. That's it. See, I told you it's simple. Here, 4 4s are 16. 3 3s are 9. That's it. Simple, right? Can we move to the next one? Yeah. Dividing fraction. Dividing fraction has a little small thing. In fraction, you can't leave dividing. Okay, dividing is something that is not, we'll say, not allowed. We can say that, okay, because it's like this. Whenever you see a division in fraction, the first thing you have to do is you have to change into multiplication. Okay, don't think I'm confusing you. Now it's like this. Now this is division. You have to change this into multiplication. That is the method of doing dividing fraction. So you can't just erase this and change into multiply. So what you have to do is write the first fraction which is given there, 15 over 3, and change the division sign to the multiply. When you do that, when you change the sign, automatically the second fraction becomes reciprocal. The word is reciprocal, means the number which was the denominator becomes the numerator. The number which was the numerator becomes the denominator. Okay, so that is what is called reciprocaling. Okay. Okay, clear? Now after this, you can do simplification and all those stuff. If you can't simplify, but I'm not going to confuse you in the first video itself. I'm not going to go too advanced. What you can do is like, it's multiply, right? Multiply, how do we do? Multiply these two and write. Multiply these two and write down. That's all. Keep it simple. Now 15 5s are how much? Shall we check here? 15 to 15, 30, 45, 60, 75, right? 15 5s are 75. 9 3s are 27. You can simplify this. You can simplify, right? You know that. How do you do this? Tell me. This is an improper fraction. You can change into mixed numbers if you want. Okay. Now look at this example. Now this here also is division. So you can't have divisions here. So you have to change into multiplication. What you do is the first fraction doesn't change, children. Remember that very well. The first fraction doesn't change. So when the sign changes into multiplication, it becomes reciprocal, which is the denominator goes up, the numerator comes down. So now that you have to multiply these two and write it here. And the next one, division here becomes multiplication. So the first fraction doesn't change. Again, I'm repeating, the first fraction doesn't change and becomes multiplication. The second one becomes reciprocal. Reciprocaling means the top number goes down, the down number comes up. Simple, simpler words. Okay, after that you can multiply these two. 20 into 10 and 3 into 6, and you write it here. That's That's all. Simple as that. So today in this video, we learned about how to add and subtract fractions, which was a little challenging for all of us. And we studied about multiplying fraction. That's like really easy. And then we started dividing fraction, which was a little bit of method was involved, but it was too easy. Like when it comes to multiplication, it becomes easy. So that's it for this video, and that's it for fraction. We have finished everything out of fractions. Now I think only the sentence part we didn't touch, so we'll do that later, but some other time. So next video is going to be on decimals. So see you with the next video. Stay tuned. Bye. Take care.